Hi friends, I welcome you all for today's session. Today, as part of security protection various methodologies, in the previous session we already discussed about the defense in depth and abstraction concepts. Today we will going to see the new concept which is data hiding in security. The data hiding in security is the one of the fundamental goal of this particular protection mechanism is to restrict the discovery of data such that unauthorized act subjects never able to access the data. So they even don't want that objects to be known. The existence of the objects is not known to the subjects. So ensure data is both unseen and inaccessible. That is the ultimate goal. So an unauthorized subject never should able to know about the existence of the objects which they are unauthorized to access. This could be blocking unauthorized database access, enforcing classifications based on the restrictions, and preventing direct hardware access by applications. So these are the various examples which are mainly tend to focus on the data hiding. But not only this thing, even in the security controls, in the programming languages also, we used to tend to see about the data hiding. And one of the other mechanisms which follows the data hiding is steganography. Steganography is one type of technique for the data hiding, where people exhibits like some other data, but and hidden data will be sit behind back the outer appearance of the data. It is like an image, looks like an image, but in the image there is a hidden information which we will find. This is what we call it as data hiding. And the data hiding we will tend to see mostly in the multi-level security. Means ensure that one security level is invisible to other levels, because you tend to see the data will have different classifications. The subjects will have different classification. So one level of security level clearance data, that is, it should not be visible to the other levels of the thing. And the preventing unauthorized access based on security classifications. Let's say a top secret data should not be accessed by a normal person, right? There should be different classifications of data like top secret, secret, private, sensitive. So based on the classification, the unauthorized person who are not entitled to access those objects which are classified as highly classified and sensitive, you should not access. So this is basically achieved by placing objects in a separate containers which they won't be exhibited to any subjects which are not authorized to access. Restrict access only to those who are having the valid need to know. Means before accessing the object, the subject has to give a clear information indicating the reasons behind the necessity of accessing a particular object. Means before accessing any object, the subject has to clearly state the reasons behind the need to know reasons which are required before accessing the object. And one more interesting concept we'll encounter when we discuss about the data hiding is security through obscurity. The data hiding mainly focus on restricting the unauthorized access data. But the security through obscurity is another kind of thought process where it does not really take any other activity of protection or something. It is hoping that if someone does not having the ability to discover, it will be never able to discover. It is, let's say in simple analogy, when cat is taking the milk, the closing eyes believes that no one is able to see the cat while drinking the milk. So this is what security through obscurity. It is very, very really bad practice which people always confuse among the data hiding. In the data hiding, there are some controls which will take, but security through obscurity is the belief following that if it is not if it is not explicitly intimated to some subject, they never able to discover about those subjects. So obscurity offers no real protection. It does not offer any protection. If the object is somehow the subject has ability to discover, so he can simply access the data. One of the example you can consider to security through obscurity is always developer tends to release a software. Sometimes they know there exists a flaw, but hoping that if no one unnoticed, it can't be detectable. That is what security through obscurity, right? And another final fundamental thing in the security is encryption. This is where confidentiality is referred, where the confidentiality is ultimate importance. People always tend to follow the encryption. So it can be concealing the communication from unauthorized recipients while communication. So exist at various forms at different use cases, like at the data at storage, data in use, data in communication, or any level this encryption can be there. So generally we will see most of the times in the communication as well as storage. So these are the various protection mechanisms which are very important. So in the next class, we'll see about the much insights about the security boundaries and their significance. Thank you.